Yo, man, we back again here at PolitiKan The Podcast, here at Riverside Studios, home of PolitiKan Broadcasting Network. Check out all our content on YouTube. Go check out PolitiKan Radio on all podcast networks. And check out our blog, the PolitiKan Forum. So we got a lot to chop it up with. It's just me and the homie Ronnie, man. What's the deal?
Yo, what's the deal, man?
We've been in the studio cooking all day.
Cooking.
You know what I'm saying? We trying to take shit to another level. It's time to heat up the winter. The niggas be trying to heat up the summer. It's already hot. You know what I'm saying? We finna heat up the winter. So we've been out here getting to it. Niggas already know my saying, man. I don't know what you gonna do with your life, but I'm gonna get to it, man. So that's what we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Getting straight to it. But the NBA is back today, man. So it's a couple games, man. The Milwaukee and the Nets. And then what is it? Who's the Laker playing?
Warriors.
The Lakers and the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lakers have unveiled their starting five. Russell Westbrook, Kent Bazemore, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and DeAndre Jordan. So castaway DeAndre Jordan has found a way to make it into the starting role. What happened to Dwight Howard? Like, is this a championship starting five? Like, man, what's your thoughts on the Lakers starting five? Is this a joke like we all thought it was going to be? They got them ranked number 5 in the power rankings right now.
Damn.
I think that's too high.
Well, based on the names, I mean, people that don't really know basketball, they see names and they just automatically just assume that they see the name Carmelo Anthony. They see Dwight Howard. They see DeAndre Jordan. They see LeBron James. They see Rajon Rondo. All these names, all these guys have had illustrious careers. They've all accomplished a lot. They've all been great in their careers. But what these motherfuckers are failing to realize is these motherfuckers are all 36 plus. Father time is undefeated. These guys aren't what they were at 30 and 29 and 28. Not to say that they're bums or anything, but they're not in their prime no more. So this ain't what y'all about to think is about to be. A bunch of old niggas playing together. Hopefully they don't get hurt. So as far as the starting lineup is concerned, Kent Bazemore has been passed around for a reason. He's cool, but is that who you want as your starting shooting guard in this rotation? Russell Westbrook and LeBron James is redundant to me. I keep telling everybody they do the same shit. They have the ball in their hand. They pass for the assists. They chase a bunch of rebounds. They like to fill the stat sheet up. They're the same fucking player. Neither one of them has ever played off the ball, and they don't know how to play off the ball. Neither one is great shooters. LeBron is an improved shooter, but he's not a great shooter. You know, so that's redundant. And then DeAndre Jordan. Now you have 3 guys on the floor at one time that are bad free throw shooters. LeBron, DeAndre, Russell Westbrook. Anthony Davis is a star, obviously. But that starting lineup is kind of weak, man. I understand why they picked him over Dwight, because I think they want Dwight to finish games, especially against big teams. But when you bring Dwight in, he can't shoot free throws. So the Lakers roster is, to me, it's old. They don't have a lot of outside shooting outside of Carmelo Anthony, and defensively, Melo can get buckets. He can shoot, but he has to be a liability defensively at 36 years old or however old he is. So, I think that the roster is very overrated.
Are you crazy?
Speaking of Melo, with Trevor Ariza also on this roster, and them both not being in the starting lineup, and with Melo being a defensive liability, how many minutes does you think that Melo's going to log a night? He's going to be averaging 10, 12 minutes a night for the Lakers. So everybody was hooting and hollering, yay, Melo. But if Melo get a ring, he's just going to be along for the ride. He's not going to be a pivotal part of this team. I just don't see him unless I don't ever see him cracking the starting five on this team. So with Ariza defensively, Melo can never match that. So if it's in a tight game and you got to sub somebody out, if LeBron need a rest and y'all down by 2 and it's 4 minutes left in the game it's gonna be Melo or Ariza that come give. Who you gonna go to? Ariza every time because you ain't gonna put in Melo. He's a defensive liability.
Mm-hmm.
And then with DeAndre Jordan clogging the hole, he's not a pick and roll guy no more. I don't know what kind of offense they run. Russell Westbrook running the point, but I don't know how long LeBron's going to go without the ball in his hand.
Come on, man.
LeBron has never existed without the ball in his hand.
Never.
Him and Kyrie clashed because no matter how great Kyrie was, LeBron like, good shit, but pass me the rock.
Right.
So I don't see all of a sudden now that it's in year 50. I don't know what year this is for LeBron.
Come on, man.
But now that he in year 50, he want to finally say, no, somebody else can handle the rock. He bluffing. I don't see it. They go on the 3-4 game slide. LeBron going to be like, rock me.
Exactly.
They go on a 4 or 5 game winning streak. They're going to be like, this is how we playing for the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So Russell Westbrook is going to have to play off the ball. And that was his problem in Houston with Russell Westbrook. I mean, with James Harden.
Yeah.
So he already proven that he can't play off the ball. The ball has to be in his hand. And LeBron proves that anytime something goes wrong, if the ball's not in his hand, he's going to throw a temper tantrum.
It's going to be LeBron's system. It got to be LeBron's system.
So I don't know. I just don't see this working out. It's one ball. You got to play some defense. When you're giving up 70 points in a half, I just don't see how.
They're not going to be a great defensive team. They have one young bull in Anthony Davis. He can't be the only one playing defense. LeBron's old. He can't play defense like that anymore. Melo can't play defense like that. D. Howard ain't the same defensively. Neither is DJ. Neither is Russell's never been really a good defender, but he's even older now. He's not about to be just locking shit up like that. You know what I'm saying? When off the bench, Melo, even Ariza's a defender, but Ariza's old too. He's about 37. He ain't the same defender either. Mm-hmm. These guys are older, man. They're not the same as they was 6 years ago.
So do you think that their roster will stay put? Do you think that it's going to stay like this throughout this season? They just signed Avery Bradley. The Warriors cut Avery Bradley.
Right.
And the Lakers just signed Avery Bradley.
Right.
Looking at Kent Bazemore and who else they got? Wade Ellington. Avery Bradley might find his way into the starting lineup somehow. So from DeAndre Jordan got waived, and he found his way into the starting lineup. So shit, we might see it happen again.
You're going to see it happen because this is an older team, man. Let's not act like this isn't an older team. When you're older, you're more prone to injuries. It's always been like that. That's not a guarantee that all these guys are going to stay healthy. LeBron even got hurt last year for the first time, or 2 years ago. Like, it's not. These guys are more prone to injury at this stage. So who knows who's going to – Anthony Davis is young, and he's the most injury-prone person on the team. So you don't know who's going to stay healthy. It depends on who stay healthy. If they manage to stay healthy, which I don't think they will, you know, they're going to have to make some change. LeBron, like you said, when things don't go his way, he wants to changes or everything has to change because he's trying to get that chip. He's chasing Jordan's GOAT. So, you know, who knows how this roster is going to look by All-Star break.
So the Lakers were number 5 in the power rankings. The top of the list was the Milwaukee Bucks, looking to repeat. They're at the top of the list. Do you think that they have any chance of repeating? Tonight, they were actually getting their rings, you know, opening day ceremony. They get their rings, you know, and they happened to play the Brooklyn Nets after that crazy series and that battle with KD and Giannis, you know, for Giannis to celebrate and get that ring in front of KD. It's like, you know what I'm saying? KD got to be like on one right now. Like, and with all this shit with Kyrie, like, do you feel like without Kyrie, the Nets are a challenge to Milwaukee, or does Milwaukee look to repeat?
I feel honestly, you know, tonight I expected the Bucks to come out and you know, with a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? They're coming off a championship, celebrating. It's going to be a lot of emotion to come out and have a great game as they did. You know, they blew out the Nets. And, you know, the Giannis had a monster game. KD did too. But I'm not convinced that the Bucks can repeat. I mean, even just in the Eastern Conference itself, even without Kyrie. This is the first game. I'm not going to put too much stock into it. But even without Kyrie, with a healthy James Harden usually starts the season slow. and he comes on mid-season and beat James Harden. With a healthy James Harden and a healthy Kevin Durant, I'm not convinced that the Bucks can beat them. The Bucks barely beat them last year by Kevin Durant's toe hitting the line when Kevin Durant was playing by himself. It's not like the Bucks went in there and wrecked some shit. They barely won by an inch, literally. So am I convinced that they could beat the Nets with a healthy James Harden? No, not for sure. Am I convinced that they could with Kyrie on the floor? Hell no. Even Miami is looking good, man. Miami, they did beat the Bucks 2 years ago on the bubble in the playoffs. So Miami has improved with Kyle Lowry and a couple of other pieces. So Miami's actually a threat as well. If Philadelphia can move Ben Simmons, they could be a threat. There's a lot of drama over there. Boston, I'm not going to discount that. Jason Tatum, one of my favorite players. He is that nigga. He's going to have Boston ready too. So I'm not sure they can get out the East. And if they get out the East, can it be either LA team if Kawhi come back or Denver? I don't think so.
So what was all that with Ben Simmons? He reports to practice and then he quits practicing in the middle of practice and just stands around and watches.
And Doc Rivers threw him out the practice, and he's been suspended for one game. You know what I'm saying? The opening game. That's a mess. Like, they got to get him out of there, man. Because I mean, a player, even you go back to 2007 with Kobe when he was beefing with the Lakers. You know, Kobe didn't come out and pout. Kobe still came out and competed.
I think that you're looking at it the wrong way. I think that Rich Paul is a genius. He pulled the wool over these niggas' eyes because these owners is trying to crack the whip on them.
Right.
And that's the reality. So he showed up, he complied, he got his check, and he said, now I'm gonna show you what I'm really on. You know what I'm saying? I told you I wasn't gonna play for y'all niggas no more.
Right.
And I meant it. So now you suspend me for one game. I could take that 1 game suspension fine versus the money that I was gonna lose if I didn't report here.
Right.
So I'm gonna play the game. Same thing James Harden did. Showed up fat, missed like the first 10 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's a playbook out there.
Like
you got to play the game, and he gonna play the game. You gonna force me to be here? I'm gonna do the bare minimum. I'm gonna make sure that I'm ready for the next team that I'm on, and as soon as I could get out of here, I'm out.
I mean, I really don't like that so much. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really making no social statement like that. If it was making a social statement, it's really not making a social statement to me. To me, that's creating brats. Like, you signed a contract to be in Philadelphia for a certain time. So you should want to fulfill your contract. Like, you can't be a brat and say, I'm not ready to be here. Let me go somewhere else. No, motherfucker, you signed a 4-year contract in Philadelphia. Finish your contract. Then you could be a free agent. You can't be a brat and quit. You didn't get there quitting. You got there grinding and playing basketball. So fucking play basketball. Like, if y'all want to talk about some social change, start your own league and do some shit like that. Y'all trying to play these little games within the game while still being under these white owners saying that we control this shit. No, the fuck you not. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a brat and just quit in the middle of the season or before the season started because you're unhappy. You can't quit. You have to play fucking basketball. You're paid very well to do a fucking job. So we'll make you think you're above what everybody else is doing. That's what I don't agree about it.
At the end of the day, you're your own brand. And he feels like his brand is diminished in Philadelphia, and that he's gonna, if he remains there, not only am I gonna not like my experience there, but as my brand diminishes because the fans is booing me, nobody's buying my jerseys, I'm not getting the endorsement money. It's more than just what happens on the court. By me being not liked in Philly, it diminishes my brand. It fucks up my off the court money. So as a brand, I got to get my shit up out of here because I need to get my bread. And the off the court money is more than what y'all white niggas is paying me. So I need to protect the brand that is Ben Simmons at all costs. And when Embiid is talking shit about me and the coach is talking shit about me, and then that's diminishing my brand, you're taking bread off my table. My kids, you might have lost me $35 million that my kids could have had because you said you can't win a championship with me. You don't know what. At the end of the day, everybody is their own business in the league, and when you diminishing a man's brand and he's getting booed by the fans, his jersey sales, he's not going to get the endorsements, the shoe deals, the off the court. He's not going to get the airtime, And when it's gonna be press, it's gonna be negative press. They're gonna be waiting to bury him.
Well, guess what? I don't feel bad for Ben Simmons. For one, because they said that shit because this man has been in the league 3 or 4 years and has not improved his fucking game. The man is left wide open 15 feet. No one guards him. He has no type of jump shot. That's the reason why they're saying this about you. Get in the gym and stop fucking them bitches and work on your game. Go work on your jump shot and get a jump shot so they can feel they can win a championship with you. If you had a jump shot, it would be dangerous as fuck. They'll be dangerous as fuck.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I feel sorry for that motherfucker. You're sending the wrong message to the kids that you could just be a brat when you're ready to leave somewhere and get what you want. You pout and sit out and put your hands on your hips. I ain't want to get out of here. You're fucking me up. No, you fucking you up by not working in your game. Go work in your game, get a fucking jump shot, shoot better than 30% from the free throw line, and then come back and talk to me.
Well, like they say in basketball, man, ball never lies. So put that shit in the hoop, nigga, and we ain't got shit to talk about.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's at the end of the day, that's what they paying you the millions for.
Man,
that's what you got the contract that said you was gonna do. The contract said you was
gonna
fired. Put the ball in the hoop. So nigga,
get your game up, nigga.
I don't know, man. I just say protect your brand at all costs, though. And if they saying fuck you, nigga, if it's war, then it's war, nigga. With anybody, that go for anybody. Some niggas, anybody killers. Kyrie is an anybody killer. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas will go to war regardless, win, lose, or draw. Their principles, they stand on it, and they gonna stand on it. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, I can respect that. But let's get to the NFL, man. So the Arizona Cardinals, 6-0, man. Kyler Murray out there got these boys balling, man. This shit is crazy. Like, do you think that with Kingsbury, he used to be the 49ers coordinator with Kaepernick. You know, he brought some of that magic with Kyler Murray over. And they bring in like a new hybrid offense. They said Kyler Murray was too small and said that he couldn't do it, that he would never pan out in the league. He should go play baseball. He'll have a long career. He'll make way more money. But he just decided to go forward. And he out there getting into his shit. Do you think that Kyler Murray should be in the MVP race right now? And what do you think about Arizona as a whole? Do you think that they're a Super Bowl contender, or are they just on a hot streak right now?
Well, it's kind of early in the season to say if they're a Super Bowl contender or not, especially with football, because football, you have to get through a season. Football has little mini injuries here, and you got people in and out of the lineup all year. So you don't know what that playoff roster is going to look like. So it's usually with football, the team that's the healthiest or the team that's on the hottest streak at the time. Like you can get a 6 seed that go all the way to the Super Bowl like Arizona did with Kurt Warner years ago. 6 seed went off because they were just hot. They were hot at that time. They were 6-9 in the regular season, and they were hot. So, yeah, they're hot right now. They're off to a hot start. You know what I'm saying? They're looking good. Be some good, reputable teams. Got a star quarterback. You know, that's the new wave. You know, the Patrick Mahomes is the Deshaun Watsons, the Lamar Jacksons, you know, and a couple of these black quarterbacks. You know, people say you got to bring race into it. Yes, I do. Black quarterbacks, these young black quarterbacks is electric. They athletic. They got arms. They got cannons for arms, and they're hybrids. They're doing both. So you got this young kid out there, you know, accurate, could run, could, you know, break a play, throw on a run. He's doing all this electrical shit and got Arizona on a high. So they look good right now. But it's too early to really tell if they are a Super Bowl contender because, like I said, it depends on how that roster is looking at the start of the playoffs.
I feel it, man. The way the NFC West is looking, the Rams is having a hell of a run. And I think that just because the Rams have more experience, I think that the Rams are still going to pull it out. But if two teams from the division are going to make it, it's probably going to be St. Louis and it's not St. Louis, it's LA. I'm tripping.
Los Angeles.
But the Rams in Arizona, I believe that they're the two that's going to make it out the NFC West.
Right.
So what you think about, who's your prediction then? Who's your Super Bowl prediction right now?
Early Super Bowl predictions. It's really tough because there are a lot of good teams on both conferences. Kansas City is looking sloppy right now. They're winning, but they're looking sloppy. Like, so that Pat Mahomes, I'm a Pat Mahomes fan. I like the dude's game. I think he's unstoppable. So I'm always gonna say KC is right there for the AFC. Um, and for the NFC, I think it's wide open. You got the Cowboys is looking strong. They have that, they're 5-1, I think.
That's crazy that we actually got to acknowledge the Cowboys.
We have to acknowledge the Cowboys
as contenders.
They're definitely contenders.
CeeDee Lamb actually is panning out. Dak is actually panning out.
Right.
Elliott is actually not done.
Right.
Pollard is another whole. This is crazy.
These niggas is really good, man.
Diggs is getting a pick every game.
They're legit. The Cowboys are looking legit. The Rams are looking good. Arizona's looking good.
I just hate to see Jerry Jones be right.
Exactly.
I hate when Jerry Jones is right. Like,
that's why I left the Cowboys.
There's two people that I hated watching. It was Al Davis and Jerry Jones. Because they just were owners to me that needed to let go of the team. Al Davis was rocking Jerry Hayward Bay. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Al Davis. But come on, man.
Doing some stupid shit.
Like, you just picking people that we don't understand why, just because he ran a fast 40.
Right.
Let the football people,
experts.
Just because you've been around football doesn't qualify you to handle these jobs sometimes.
Right.
But right now, man, they're doing their shit.
Right.
So let's get to the news in San Francisco, man. So the government shuts down an In-N-Out in San Francisco after they failed to institute the vaccination policy. And the owner of the In-N-Out was quoted that we refuse to become the vaccination police. So now they're going through and making sure that these businesses are complying with the vaccination policy. And if you're not, they're shutting you down. And someone as big as In-N-Out, it's not just like a mom and pop. This is a franchise, a world-renowned franchise being shut down for not complying. So as a business owner, does this scare you, or do you really just comply with the mandate? How does this make you feel?
Well, it does, you know what I'm saying? For me, it would scare me because they're pushing this vaccination so much. And I personally don't understand why they're pushing the vaccination so much, because the vaccination isn't something that's going to stop the spread of the virus. And that's a documented fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's stopping the virus. It's supposed to stop people from dying or prevent people from dying, giving the antibodies and all that. But COVID-19 has a 2% death rate. 2% of the people that have caught COVID in America have died. So why are they pushing this vaccination so heavy to help people prevent people from dying? I mean, how much more people are you know what I'm saying? To push it, how much more people you think you're going to save with this? So the fact that they're marketing and they're trying to push this mandate so hard, it does scare you, because you wonder what can happen if you don't. You lose your business, you lose this, you lose that. But why are they pushing this shit so hard? So, it is a tough situation to be in, because a lot of us has to be able to go certain places, who work in entertainment or work in different careers, that you have to be around people and they're requiring these vaccinations. So, as a business, you're definitely worried. I salute In-N-Out for doing that, for taking a stand. It's like Kyrie, they're taking a stand no, we're not about to let y'all force us to force people, stop it. It's unconstitutional to force people to do some shit with their body. It's just taking away our constitutional rights. So I salute In-N-Out for that. But yeah, as a business, I would be scared for sure.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means, but it's just for the anti-vaxxers out there, shit like this is just fuel to the fire, and this is why there's so many anti-vaxxers out there. Is because when you hear news like this, it does make you raise an eyebrow. It does make you question things. It does make you wonder why they are handling things the way that they are.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? This is like crazy times. We got earthquakes, we got tornadoes, tsunamis, we got people, what was that coming from Haiti? We got all type of crazy things going on in the world. And everybody just wants to focus on COVID-19 and getting vaccinated.
Right.
What is really going on? What is really going on that you got to keep us so distracted with this?
Man, what's going on?
That's really the question that we'll probably never answer.
Right.
So speaking of COVID-19 and the vaccine, Colin Powell has passed away, and they reported that Colin Powell had COVID-19 at the time of his death. So they're ruling this a COVID death. Now, if you died of a heart attack but you had COVID, they're ruling it a COVID-19 death, even though the cause of your death was a heart attack. Not if you have a drug overdose, but you have COVID while you overdose, you get ruled as a COVID-19 death, not a drug overdose death. If you get murdered while you got COVID, they gonna say, yeah, he got stabbed 52 times.
He had COVID.
But he had COVID. So he would have lived through the 52 stabbings. But because he had COVID, he died. So, like, how much money is attached to these COVID deaths? Like, what kind of tax cuts? Like, what kind of financial gain do you get from manipulating these numbers? Because that to me doesn't make sense. Did you die from COVID or did you have COVID? And the way they're lumping them together as if they're the same thing makes no sense to me.
Right. And on top of that, like, people got to take the wool from over their eyes. Colin Powell was 84, man. Like, fuck COVID, he was 84. He lived a long life, man. 84 is not young. That's old, man. That's old. He lived a long life, and something, rest in peace, Colin Powell, but something was going to take him out. So I don't believe it was necessarily COVID. The man was 84 years old. That's what happened when you get that old. Some people live past that and some people don't. So why are y'all sitting up here making it seem like COVID took this man's life? No, he was 84 years old. Knock it the fuck off, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. So rest in peace to Colin Powell, man.
Rest in peace.
He was a trailblazer for real. I might not have agreed with a lot of the stances that he took, but he was definitely a trailblazer nonetheless. So, rest in peace to Colin Powell.
Exactly.
Well, let's get to Joe Biden, man. So today he announced to the House Democrats that tuition-free community college will not be included in his economic package. So this is something that Bernie Sanders was pushing, and when Bernie Sanders, kind of gave him the endorsement, he championed Bernie Sanders' movement to get Bernie Sanders followers, to help him get elected. But now that he is theirs, he's like, nah, that shit ain't even on the table. That will not be included. We won't even talk about it. So all that yipping and yapping about free community college and tuition-free college, that's over with. That's something that they got like in China. I believe they got that in Canada, but in America, it's not happening. At least not under Biden. What's your thoughts on that shit?
Well, I think, of course, I'm not surprised because, Joe Biden, like I said, like I've been telling people, I'm not a Trump fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting up here saying I'm a Donald Trump fan. But they talk about they hate Trump because he's a racist and he's a bigot and he's all these things, which, has certainly looked to be true. But Joe Biden, he's all of that too, man. Like, everyone forgets what he done. I remind him every show. The 94 crime bill, the 3-strike rule, all that type of shit. He had his hand in that, and they knew that they were going to affect the black race more than anything. That was applied because they were going to make it affect them by treating us with unfair practices. So Joe Biden again pulled some bullshit. Community college. I think blacks have the second highest total in percentage wise in community college. Asians is 11.5%, and blacks are 6%. You know, so it I think it's a ploy to go ahead and affect black students and the minority community, by taking away something that that's a route that a lot of us go. And he wants to take away that from us. And I think it's bullshit, but I'm not surprised by Joe Biden's action on that.
I think that no matter who was elected, including Bernie Sanders, a lot of the shit that Bernie Sanders was pushing was economically not feasible because of the tremendous amount of debt that America already has. So the plans that you got plans to spend all this money and send us way into more debt. So of course Joe Biden's gonna be like, no, we ain't doing that shit. Because nigga, I gotta deal with the deficit. And if I institute that and we go into all this debt, they gonna look at me. That's not what I ran on. Right. That's Bernie Sanders shit. I'm not gonna go into a deficit and have that stand on my name for another motherfucker. So I respect it. I mean, politics is politics. It's a chess game. I may not agree with a lot of things that Biden did, but he got here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And he beat Trump, and Trump had fucking motherfuckers rushing the Capitol for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you beat out a very popular motherfucker because they was ready to ride and die for that dude. Right. I think that you probably hella cheated to get here. But shit, you did your shit, boy. I see what you're doing. Let's see what you do next, man, because I'm watching. And we're going to politic about it right after you do it, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, I stand corrected on it. I mean, it's of course, there's more white people in this country than black. So, of course, there's a bigger number of them that's in community college. But, it's more of a just you want to just the poor people don't matter. Like, Biden's the type of motherfucker that'll say fuck a poor white person too.
He cut the funding that Trump gave the funding to the black colleges. He cut the funding for the black colleges too.
That's what I'm saying. So
the
HBCU funding. He cut the HBCU funding.
So the funding for the HBCUs that Trump did,
he undid it.
You know what I'm saying? So
what does I tell y'all, man? Y'all seeing this shit? Y'all seeing these moves?
Come on, that didn't make his budget neither. So.
Come on, man.
With these vaccines, they damn sure made the budget. That's at the top of the budget. He gonna spend it all for that.
Bruh, it's so irritating. I went to Universal the other day, and man, all over the park, they own you about having your mask over your face. If you got that shit, put your mask under your nose. It's like the mask police in LA. They fucking serious about this mask shit and the vaccine shit. Like, they won't shut up. They remind you every 5 minutes, put your mask on, put your mask on, put your mask on. I'm like, man, fuck LA, man. I'm staying in San Bernardino County. It's some bullshit.
That shit crazy, man.
Man.
Like 2 years into this shit, we still don't got no answers. We still don't know where we headed as a society.
Right.
I just know that people ain't going back in the house willingly.
Nope.
Because a lot of shit happened over that pandemic. It either brought you closer together or it broke you apart. Right? So it's a lot of people just restarting their life literally because after being quarantined with somebody that didn't had a bad breakup or some scenario where now they're restarting their whole life.
Right.
And you asking them to go back into a quarantine or something, I don't believe that.
Right.
If you try to push another quarantine, it's just not gonna be well received this time.
Right.
Or last time they had the National Guard out just to show face. I think that was Trump just letting his nuts hang, because he likes to do that. He will sit there and tell the reporter to shut up instead of telling the next question.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. It's a crazy time in the world, man. It's a crazy time in politics. Yep. Let's get some shout outs before we get up out of here.
Man, of course, I want to shout out the fan base of the PolitiKan Network, man. Everybody who's adding on the subscribers of the channels, who's checking out the blog, the PolitiKanForum.com. who fuck with HNS 420 and higher learning. I'm gonna shout out to everybody who's been listening and keeping up with us and our fans and supporters, man. Shout out to production Murdoch, man. Shout out to the PolitiKan squad, PolitiKan crew. Shout out to our whole squad, man. Shout out to PolitiKan, man. Some of our connects and everything, and we definitely coming at y'all hard this year going into next year. So keep staying tuned, and follow me on HNS on Instagram at HNS420 and Facebook HNS420, Twitter HNS420 _ HNS420.
Well, one of my favorite quotes from Nipsey was that, you know what I'm saying, the reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable man just chooses to, how did it go? I can't really think of the quote. He said, the unreasonable man chooses to fight the world instead of, you know, falling in, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to go against the grain to make some change in this world. We can't keep doing the same shit here at PolitiKan Broadcasting, man. We creating our own. We providing platforms for people, you know what I'm saying? We the voice of the unheard, man. And you want to get some shine, man. You want to politic. You want to get an interview, man. If you need something to help further your career, man, tap in with us. That's what we do over here, man. We just trying to provide a platform for every creator out there, man. Help you get your shit out there, man. As far as me, I don't know what you gonna do, man. But I'm gonna get to it, man. PolitiKan The Podcast. We out this bitch.